First, I'd like to thank everybody that came together and made this game happen here in Tallahassee, here in Doak. There's a lot of work put in, and appreciate everybody that put in the hard work and allowed us to be able to play a game here. Tough loss. We let one get away as a team. I think everybody played a part in the mistakes that we made in that ball game. But I will say one game would not define this football team. You know, we lost to a good football team. Credit Boise for their grit. But our guys will bounce back. Our guys will get back to work, and I believe we're going to have a good football team this year.
Coach, obviously the offense wasn't able to get anything going in the second half. What was working in the first half that didn't translate through halftime?
Execution. We executed really well in the first half. In the second half, we didn't do as well. You know, there's one guy here or there that maybe should have stopped on the route and kept going, or we should have threw the ball out at times, and we didn't. So it was just those mistakes, those little detail things that, especially when you're in a pressure situation or when the other team has gotten momentum, someone's got to step up and make a play for us. And instead of making plays, we made some mistakes that got us there in the second half. Again, it was just lack of execution. And again, credit Boise, but our guys got to do a better job of executing.
Hey, Willie, you said you were confident that this team will bounce back. I guess, what have you seen up to this point through the preseason, through the offseason, that gives you confidence that will happen?
Well, just the way they've been practicing, the way they've been playing, the way these guys have come together. You don't see some of the things we saw last year from a mentality standpoint and understanding how to overcome things. Guys are still trying to stick with it. Again, we laid an egg in the second half, and things that I preached all off-season, things that we needed to get better with was finishing, and we didn't do that today. And so we got to get back and look at what we did wrong and correct those things. But our football team got to learn how to finish, you know, and our football team got to learn how to win again. You know, I think that's important too. It's been a while since we've won and won big, and our guys got to understand and learn how to do those little things that's going to take us to win. And second half, we kind of reverted back a little bit with some of the mistakes, and we played a pretty clean ball game in the first half, and it made a difference. The second half, we didn't, and we got to learn how to finish.
Coach, after all the negativity last year, you know there's going to be some outside noise. How do you tell your guys, and how do you block that stuff out?
We just got to stay within our cocoon and not listen to the outside noise. Like I always tell our guys, when you don't play well, you know it's out there, so don't go looking for it, you know. And if we want it to be anything different, then we got to go out and make it happen on the football field, you know. So one thing I told our guys is I don't see anybody getting distraught out of anything anybody says, you know. We don't play well, and that's what's going to happen. And so our guys understand that, and if we want to change anything, we got to do it.
Willie, they finished with 621 yards of offense, the most this program's given up in a while. What do you attribute that to?
A lot of missed tackling, a couple blown assignment in the secondary, especially third down, not getting off the field on third down. We gave up some third and long quite a bit, and that can't happen. You know, our defense, they did a good job. First and second down, you get on third down, you got to get off the field and not give up big plays. And we gave up too many big plays on third down, and they weren't able to get off the field.
Coach, you had a lot of early success, not only early in the game, but on first down. I guess, 1 for 12 on third down. Why do you think you guys couldn't, execute and extend drives and continue to move the ball when you got around the third down?
Well, like I said earlier, it goes back to executing and mistakes. We made a lot of mistakes in the second half, and I just saw our offense. I felt like we started to panic a little bit because things didn't go well the first drive, things didn't go well the second drive, and our guys started pressing a little bit rather than just relaxing and trusting the schemes and things that we're doing, and then do your job. You know, it goes back to that, doing your job, and there's times where we didn't do our jobs. I mean, and then we had some throws there that we didn't execute on, and but we got to do a better job. We did a good job with it in the first half. Second half, we didn't.
Well, you guys got up by 18 points a couple times in the first half. Did you sense anything from the team maybe losing focus at that point, Or do you think that was not the issue?
I don't think that was the issue, and we talked in halftime. I told our guys that team over there is not going to quit, that's for sure. But when we had to come out and play, we knew they were going to continue to fight. And again, after halftime, I thought our guys would come out and play well, and we had that, got the ball offensively. We didn't do anything, and then they got the ball, and the momentum changed, and then we never did grab that momentum back. Had an opportunity to with a fumble that we tried to pick up and should have recovered it and give our guys a chance. But again, and those are the little winning things that it takes to win, and our guys got to play better when those things happen.
Coach, throughout the game, especially in the second half, seemed like a lot of guys were going down with cramps. What do you attribute that to, and do you kind of change any conditioning during practice going forward?
I wouldn't necessarily say change practice and all. I think we as coaches got to be smart with our substitution and how we substitute so we can keep guys fresh, and then again, first game, I think guys will continue to get in football, get better football game shape and be ready to roll. But I don't think it was any of that. I think we can do a better job of substituting and when we do it and how we do it in order to keep guys fresh.
Well, I remember last year at Virginia Tech you talking about, this is just the start. We'll turn this around.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are again, opening game. Mm-hmm. In some ways a tougher loss. Mm-hmm. How do you come back from this?
We go to work. We go to work. We don't sit around and pout and blame anyone else. We go to work. We 24-hour rule, but it's so important that we learn from our mistakes. It's so important when we watch this film that we all understand what we did wrong and correct those things, But you come back by believing. You come back by believing in each other. You come back by executing. You come back by doing all the little things wrong, and then, doing all the little things right, but also build on some of the positive things that we did too. That's another way of coming back. There's some positive things in this game that we can build off of, and we're going to have to. But it's not going to matter unless we correct made those mistakes that caused you to lose ball game. But this football team will fight back. This football team will come back, and this football team will be a good football team this year.
It seemed like a lot of tough emotions from the team coming off the field. I guess, how do you describe kind of that locker room mood, and what do you say in the immediate aftermath of a game like that and an ending like that?
Well, of course there's going to be some emotion. It better be. It just shows you that guys care. The thing is, we got to channel those emotions to getting better as a team. And I told our guys the same thing I told you all. We let one get by, but one game won't define us. But I saw a difference in our guys in the locker room. I saw our guys talking to each other and encouraging each other. And there wasn't anyone blaming someone else. And so you say, how can we get better? We started there. No one's in there blaming anyone, but themselves. And so what I say to our guys, 24-hour rule, we get back, we're going to watch this film, we got to learn from it. Coaches, we got to watch it and do a damn good job of deleting things that we don't do well and then getting better at the things that we do well.
Well, I know you mentioned it was a lot of different breakdowns offensively, not one guy, but how would you evaluate James's performance? And also, was he coming off the field seeing what you guys thought he should be seeing?
There was times where he missed a couple reads where he could have threw the ball out. We had some guys in space that we would like to get the ball to, but I thought overall James played well, Again, we probably can get rid of the ball a little quicker. We're holding a little sometimes, but and then we got to make sure we continue to find ways to get James in rhythm when things aren't going well. I thought a couple of times in the second half we tried to throw the ball down the field too much and then really get back in rhythm.
Coach, you did mention that the guys did do some things well out there. What were some of those things that they can build on moving forward for the team?
Well, if you go back to the first half, just from an execution standpoint, our guys executed. James did a good job throwing the ball down the field. Our line did a good job of blocking. We didn't have a lot of pre-snap penalties. We didn't have a lot of penalties in that first half at all. I think we had one offensively and one on defense, which was improvement for our football team. But our guys showed we can throw the ball down the field. Cam, when we're running the ball, Cam, we can run. The thing that we got to do, again, we got to be better on third down. I thought offensively that's one thing that that hurt us was third down. We didn't convert third down, and that you have to if you're going to win ball games. You got to win the fourth quarter. You got to convert on third downs, and we didn't do it, and they did. And then you can't turn the ball over when we have a good drive going. We had a good drive going, and we turned the ball over. All those things, those are little things that'll get you beat, and those are the little things that we got to do to become a winning football team.
Coach, I'm guessing today didn't go as you expected based on what you'd seen in practices. So what was probably the most surprising thing that came out of this game to you?
Well, just how we didn't finish, and then just the lack of tackling, especially in the second half, and then a couple of blown coverages. That was disappointing because we didn't like we had a lot of coverages in there. It just lack of focus, and you can't. If there's any down, you need to have some focus. It's third down, and we wasn't locked in a couple of times and gave up some big pass plays there. That extended drive, and where our guys could have got off the field, and we didn't.
Coach, what was the reasoning for keeping those 2 timeouts on the final drive?
On the final drive?
Yes.
We're probably going to need it. I think that final drive, it was like 2 minutes left in the game with 2 timeouts. And
well, it was 4th and 15. Why didn't you take a timeout to gather yourself?
We didn't have to. We had a call. We had a play call that we wanted, and unfortunately we lined up wrong. We had too many guys in the backfield. Receiver should have stepped up on the line. But we had a play call that we wanted to call, and we felt good about. So that's what we went with.
Coach, another home game next week. What do you say to the fans to sort of keep them on board and say, hey, stick with us?
As you say that, stick with us. We understand they're disappointed. We are too, but say stick with us. Well, we're going to get out of this. I can promise you that. And again, we can't sit around and just talk about it, and we got to be about it. We got to do it on the football field. And I tell our fans, just like I tell you all, this one game will not define us. Our guys are going to bounce back, and we're going to make them proud of this football team.
A lot of defensive rotation. I mean, I guess the game almost necessitated it with how many plays the defense ended up facing, but do you kind of think that might have contributed to the defense's problems and just having maybe too many inexperienced guys getting playing time?
No, I don't think that was the case. One thing we had to do is play a lot of guys. I mean, you can see in just the temperature and the amount of plays we play, guys have to play. Again, I think a lot of that just come down to execution on defense. If you're supposed to be in a gap, then you need to be in a gap. Or you make a tackle, you got to make tackles. You can't have all those missed tackles. We had a lot of missed tackles today, and it's hard. It's hard to stop an offense if you can't tackle.
Coach, had you seen those missed tackles in practice, or was it something that you hadn't seen until today?
We really didn't see it until today. Every single day we work on tackling, and we stress that with our guys, and especially these first ball games, because we know a lot of these ball games, always said it, they're not won. A lot of them are lost, and a lot of it because of missed tackles or turnovers, and those things we focus on this training camp. We taught our guys about coming to this game and what it's going to take to win. And again, I didn't think our guys would do that. We were right there. We had a guy. We just didn't run our feet and gain tackle.
Coach, coming into this one, you talked a lot about getting pressure on a freshman quarterback and trying to make him uncomfortable, and you were doing that in the first half. Second half, did you see any drop-off, and what do you attribute that to?
No, when we did pressure, we got them backed up. I thought especially in the second half, we pressured on first and second down and got them behind the sticks a couple times, and probably played too soft on third down. We probably should have been a little more aggressive on third down and keeping him out of there. But I thought there was times he got hit. He got rid of the ball sometime before we got there. But I thought when we did put pressure on it, it helped us defensively and helped them get behind the sticks. Thanks.